I think we're going to have a very good weekend.
Will you speak to Xi after the weekend talks?
I might, yeah, sure, depending on what Scott says. We Scott is doing certain countries, and Howard's doing certain countries. I mean, I wish I had like 10 more of each. Then we could do them all at one time.
All right, joining me now is the aforementioned Howard, as in Commerce Secretary, Mr. Howard Lutnick, old friend. Howard, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it very much. Congratulations on the deal. That's point number one. And I just want to ask you, I know we could go through lots and lots of details, but the thought occurred to me, in this deal, you've got market openings for agriculture and metals like steel and aluminum, and automobiles, for example. Doesn't this reduce the need for supply chains coming out of China? Okay, and maybe you're going to have other countries, we'll get to that too. But doesn't this reduce the need for those Chinese supply chains where they've been impossible and they lie and they cheat and they steal and they don't enforce phase one deal that we did 4 or 5 years ago? This British deal opens the door to different new supply chains, doesn't it, Howard?
It does a little bit. Remember, we had balanced trade with the UK. When we do our deal with the European Union, that is top topic. Because remember, the European Union's got a $250 billion trade deficit with China, and they have a $235 billion trade surplus with us. So the Chinese just go through Europe to come at us, right? They come at us through Vietnam. You wouldn't think they come at us through Europe, but they do. But the British is really opening market, $5 billion of new opportunity for Americans to export to Britain, where we already had a balanced trade. And what we did is we helped them out, as you pointed out. We said, you know what? You can keep your auto industry. You can only go down to 10%. You can keep it. It's only 100,000 cars we import. And you know, we sell 16 million cars a year. So 100,000's okay.
Are you handling the freight on the European Union? Because I know how hard that is. I was involved in that years ago. Obviously, Bob Lighthizer was our leader, but I was particularly involved in that stuff. They're impossible. And on top of everything else, they have a value-added tax. Are you handling the freight on the EU?
I am. In fact, I do virtually all the countries. Scott is obviously focused on China, and he does a few Asian countries with me. But basically, I'm the driver of the template together with USTR, right, Ambassador Greer. But I'm the driver of it. That's why we got this deal done, because we were able to move on cars. We were able to move on airplane parts, right, commercial airplane parts. We made a deal and said, you know what, Rolls-Royce engines can come into America tariff-free and get put on Boeing jets. That's perfectly fine. And what did they turn around and do? They turned around and announced they were going to buy $10 billion worth of Boeing jets on top of that. So this is the right kind of deal you want to do with a country, a friend, someone who's willing to open their markets. We help them. We're going to sell them beef, and they're going to buy less beef from other countries. So I think that's the way they balanced it. It's great for us. Remember, $5 billion of new opportunity to export and $6 billion of new tariff revenue into the United States of America to that External Revenue Service. Here we come. Here we come.
You know, on that point, we just had Joe Lavorgna on, and he's been calculating. You're running 45% ahead of last year on tariff revenues, right? Customs-related revenues. You know, the run rate is 125 billion, but it may be more than that as these deals are actually put into place. Now, that's 125 billion is a nice piece of change. You get up to 175 billion or so, maybe. Those are good. You know, we could cut some taxes on that. We could slash some deficits on that. You follow? I mean, I hear Howard Lutnick. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. Fair trade,
well,
reciprocity,
exactly right.
making some money on this deal. I mean, fair trade itself, let's level the playing field. Wall Street goes crazy. Wall Street Journal goes crazy. I don't know why this is so hard to understand, Howard. I don't. I listened to the president today. I watched you guys going back and forth. Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard to understand?
These guys, it's like the dark ages, Larry. They forgot how to do tariffs and fair trade. They think NAFTA, where you take the factory out of Michigan and Ohio and move it to Mexico, is a winning move. But that's not the winning move for GDP. We're going to cut the trade deficit. If we cut the trade deficit 25%, Easy to do. That's 1 point GDP. You build a couple of trillion in factories, 2 points GDP. That's the President of the United States driving 3 points of GDP. And then, just like you said, if the average tariff rate for the world ends up being 15% on average, that's $450 billion a year. Now, Congress doesn't score that, because it's not their pen, it's the president's pen. But you know what's happening to our deficit, and you know what that's going to do to interest rates. It's going to drive them down, and we're going to deliver on Donald Trump's promise.
And look, folks are coming here to invest. I mean, President keeps talking about the buildup of investment. This is real. I mean, whatever the number is, 3 trillion, 4 trillion, I don't know. All I know is a big chunk of cash is coming to the United States. And a lot of American manufacturers are doubling up in the United States. And you're going to reward them in reconciliation with 100% expensing, including factories, which is fabulous. That gives them the incentives to build and expand in the United States. So, again, I don't know. I still don't understand what's so hard to understand here, how good this is going to be. If you implement it, and I'm going to ask you in a minute, but this is pro-growth. You're going to have reindustrialization. I hate to use that word. It's a little hackneyed, but that's what's going to happen. Reindustrialization.
Well, yesterday I met with the 3 biggest pharmaceutical companies, and they said the 15% manufacturing tax rate eliminates their reason to have their businesses anywhere else. They're going to build it here. They said $150 billion, just those 3 companies, $150 billion committed to building pharmaceuticals in America. I mean, this is the kind of move that is going to change the way America works, changes the way America feels about itself, and it's going to drive our economy. It's exactly the way you're talking about it. The tax rate plus, that 15%, the accelerated depreciation. The president understands business. He's talking to businessmen when he says that, and he's going to produce those kind of factory builds in America, and it's going to be impressive. And wait till you see the number coming out of the Middle East next week. If you think the president's exaggerating, wait till you hear the numbers coming out of next week. It's going to be wow.
Well, one thing, let's just talk about that for a minute. He mentioned today, almost as a throwaway, but he said, we're working on 3 more deals right now. I assume you're engaged in those deals, you and Jameson and whoever, Scott. So, but really, is that going to come out of the Far East? Is it going to come out of Asia, or is it going to come out of the Middle East? Give us a sense of where these next deals are coming from, and how fast can you do it, Howard? Can you keep the momentum growing?
Well, okay, we're focused on the big countries, okay, top countries, like the UK was number 6. So we want to do a big country from Asia for sure, because we want to be geographic. We want to show people the structure of how it can be done. We like the template idea. We like the form that people understand it, because it'll move the other guys quicker. But remember, giant countries, I don't want to go fast. I want to do it correctly. The president doesn't want to go fast. He wants to do the kind of deal we did today, where we said, look, this is just a win for America, and we figured out how to make it a win for them. So it's going to take a little more time than you think. But we could do a good deal tomorrow. But the question is, when are we going to do the best deal? And I think, like you saw, the president said today, last night he took my deal and he made it better. Last night he took my deal and make it better. So I always let the best deal maker in the world make the deal. I'm a smart guy. I work for Donald Trump. I'm going to let him be the closer every time.
Well, he's a good closer. You can create a deal, as I understand the British deal. You've got some important points, as you've outlined, the president outlined today, but it can grow. The British Prime Minister said it can grow. And I think that's very important, and I just wondered, is that itself a template approach to these other deals? You don't have to have everything exact. You know what you have, you know what the specifics are, but it can grow into something larger. Might make it easier to make these deals. I mean, am I reading you right on this, that this is the approach it's going to take?
Yes, it's exactly right. We're going to get the deals. So we're going to bring, let's say it's a country with a 25% tariff. They open up a lot of their lines. They give us, let's say, $20 billion in opportunity or $25 billion in opportunity. We cut them to 15. And they say, look, we want to get to 10. We'd say, then you've got to open more things, or we've got to do this over here, or you got to invest in us. You know, we'll lay out the way that they can get their tariff rate down, which is all good for the math of America. I mean, this is Donald Trump at his best, creating the opportunity for someone like me to go out and make the deals that are the best for America.
Right.
And, you know, we've got the cards, the way Donald Trump says it, we've got the cards, and we're going to play them incredibly, incredibly well.
All right, terrific. Good luck on all the negotiations. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, thanks for joining us again, Howard. We appreciate it.